no plans at all. Evil man's always transcending. Fighter like sheep, swallow everything. Always simpletons or pretending.
This is your moment of clarity from LeeCamp.net. I remember a time when police officers were like big, chubby, affable types just drinking coffee and throwing old Otis into the drunk tank to give him time to sober up before he stumbled home. But over the past few decades, the police have morphed and mutated into jacked up Dwayne Johnson-looking motherfuckers who can't turn their heads from side to side without bumping into their own shoulder muscles, raged up on steroids and militarized to the gills. They fully expect every traffic stop to be an all-out war, a Waco on wheels, and they've armed themselves accordingly. And now NDAA makes it so that the Defense Department can donate surplus military equipment to local police. According to The Guardian, tanks, grenade launchers, armored vehicles, and assault rifles are some of the trinkets that are passed along to the cities around America. Recently, a small county in upstate New York got a 20-ton mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicle, or MRAP. But that's understandable because in upstate New York, you never know when you might have to deal with a bushy-tailed squirrel. Alright, those evil vermin know no mercy. None. $546 million of military equipment has been distributed to local authorities in 2012 alone. And keep in mind who ends up behind the wheel of these goddamn tanks. It's the same dude who gave you a ticket for making a left turn in a left turn lane. I'm not saying all cops are idiots, but some are, and now they have grenade launchers. And the most important point is that when you give local law enforcement these kinds of materials, they aren't going to avoid using them forever, or maybe even for very long. They're going to find a reason to see what the new MRAP can do. Can it blow a hole clean through a Toyota? Only one way to find out. When your only tool is a hammer, then every problem looks like a nail. That's what they say, right? Well, when your only tool is a tank, then every problem looks like, holy God, it's a Decepticon! When your only tool is racism, then every dark-skinned person looks like a terrorist. When your only tool is drone surveillance, then every movement looks suspicious. When your only tool is bullets, then every problem ends in death. You can see this in the Marvel universe, too. Storm's only tool is bad weather, so every problem to her looks like something that needs a rainy day. You know, I got this one. No, it requires a rainy day. You're wrong. It needs a rainy day. I'm going to throw a rainy day on this. Okay, look, you dealt with that guy last week who was a poker player, and you throw those cards, and they hurt him, right? You throw the painful cards or whatever the fuck, and it was perfect. You dealt with him. This one needs a rainy day, so this is on me. I'm going to throw a rainy day at it. Same with the Incredible Hulk. He always says Hulk smash. He never says Hulk assist that guy in seeking psychiatric help. Wolverine only has blades, so every problem needs chopping up. Same with the guy who sells the slap chop. Everything needs chopping. Some criminologists say there have been a 1,500% increase in the use of SWAT teams for things that didn't used to require SWAT teams. So I rest my case. And considering the amount of money to be made in producing the weapons of war given to our police departments, we're getting closer and closer to a police industrial complex in which corporations make a buttload of money by outfitting law enforcement to wage war against the American people. But to take the positive point of view just for a minute, I think we can win that war. I think we can kick the American people's ass. You see, the news doesn't cover most of the important stuff, so we'll have the element of surprise on our side. They won't even know what hit them. And then we can march down the street chanting, we're number one. Those of us that are left are number one. Yeah! That's been your moment of clarity from LeeCamp.net. A lot of the information in this episode came from a Guardian article by Michael Schenck and Elizabeth Beavers. Also, if you get a chance, check out the Clarity Collective, where we post activist art, comedy, music of all types. It's at clarity-collective.tumblr.com. That link is in the description, as well as the link to the music here at the end, which is by Cale Sampson. Alright, keep fighting.
Perceive a very narrow bandwidth of this reality. What you see in the mirror is not actually you. It's an illusion of perception that gets you confused, cause what appears to be solid and what atoms make is really 99.99 empty space. We're vessels consciousness uses as tools to observe our free will and gather knowledge through. And I know this probably sounds esoteric to you, but quantum physics has proven that it's actually true.